Hey Megan, I'm just looking at your booklet project. Um, I do like your cover. I like how you created a little collage here. Um, I think it's kind of funny that she's on the rock and he's down here. Um, so that's kind of cool. I do think you did come up with a font pair here. I think there might be an extra box here. Maybe this should just be moved up here. I'm not sure if that one's even necessary. I don't think it was. But looks like you have all your images extended past the bleed line, or at least to the bleed line in all instances, which is good. This one doesn't need it except for, yeah, those look good. So good job with the bleeds. I think the font pair, with the front cover, we could have maybe put a little bit more emphasis on the fonts. I mean, one way of doing that is just creating contrast with your fonts, and ways to create contrast are sizing can be one of them. So, I mean, one thing we could do is just make this a bunch, like all caps. That's contrast, right? And then maybe let's just make it a bunch bigger. So we have a contrast in size too. And then let's just put a little return here, and maybe let's just try to get this all on the same line to kind of clean it up, and use an ampersand will help with that. Maybe we can just center this along with. So that might be one quick way of just adding a little bit more interest to that front cover. Another way to create contrast is with color. So we could potentially maybe use the eyedropper tool and maybe just eyedrop this nice kind of like, I don't know, red color off of her pants. And maybe I might actually just remove the stroke on that. I'm not sure if that's really working wonderfully. One thing about the stroke on this, I'm not totally sure if I'm loving that. One thing that could be done here is this, instead of black, we could just use a pretty blue color. It could still be dark, but maybe something a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe injecting some sort of color would have been good. I don't think the black is bad. I'm not crazy about the stroke around all the text, but it does help it pop off the page for sure. So the front, the inside here, I do like this what you have going here. Let's go into your pages. I don't think you have layer. You do. I don't think your layers are being used, but let's go to your master pages. So you have your page numbers up here. I think that these should be moved down. It's easy enough to fix. If we fix it here, we'll fix it throughout the whole document. Okay, maybe something like that. We'll see how it goes, but you would have to have made them some black and white, some black, and I think you would have had to have a layer that your that these would be in, that would be separate on top of everything. So I think if we grab those, go to layers panel, create a new layer, and just move them into the new layer that's on top, that will help at least have those page numbers on top. And they are there. They're just not visible because they're black, but at least they're on top now. Also with this outdoor recreation, I almost wonder if this wouldn't look better left aligned. If I go into properties, oh gosh, okay. I am not quite sure. I keep on doing that. It's way too easy to do that. I might just have to leave it because I think I went through every single font in my whole list. But if we left align the font, what am I doing here? Use the alignment here. Usually there's alignment up in here, so I don't know why I can't see it right now. But oh, if I make it bigger, it pops back. Anyway, Also, maybe bringing it down just a little bit closer would be good. And then that looks pretty decent. I like that. I almost wonder if you didn't add in a background color. Also, what layer am I in? Okay, I think I'm in an okay layer. I might want to put in, I don't know what color, but, you know, maybe I should make a new layer and put it underneath layer 1. Because we got layers in here, so we're working with layers, and, oops, I want to put layer 1 on top of that. And I want to put this, so I'm going to select this background that I just made, and I'm going to move it into layer 3. And let's do an properties arrange, and wonder why this won't work. Oh, that's weird. I'm not quite sure why I can't add a background color in here. Oh, maybe because there's a text wrap around everything that I'm making, which I can easily remove here. None. And then let's use that color again. Maybe I didn't even need to make a layer. I think I just had a text wrap on my automatically being put on my boxes that I was drawing for some reason. Let's try this again. I'm just thinking that adding a background color to this would make it look more finished, because sometimes white just looks unfinished. Sometimes white looks really good, but sometimes it doesn't. So it's just a matter of experimenting, obviously. You did a good job threading your text boxes. I don't know. I mean, maybe adding color in there would be good, and then you could match this color to whatever color you had up here. Use the eyedropper tool, sample it. I think this page looks good. This might look good with a background color and the text being white again. Maybe adding in a bold on these titles would be good too, just to kind of further emphasize them. Maybe adding a little bit more space in between them too, maybe just a return and a return. This one is not quite, it's not threaded into the next one, which is fine. I guess I told you not to thread them in. And you might not have put the return there because you're trying to save space. But let's see how that goes. And we might want to just kind of align these up at the top and then just kind of move them up, because we do have some space here still to work with, sort of. Saco, Montana, for some reason it doesn't seem like that is left aligned, but I think it is. I'm not sure why it's so far over though. Maybe it's because there's a text drop on the bounding box too? I'm not quite sure. Maybe there's a, oops. Okay, go away. No. I think I can see that maybe there's just a space here. So we just need to take that out. There we go. Something a little more along those lines. This one, there's an issue here, but we can fix that if we make this bigger and just make the wrap around it larger. 0.3125 seems to work pretty well. You do have the hyphenate on in at least this box. It's definitely going to be probably better to take that off. Everything else is looking pretty good. But yeah, it looks a little unfinished just because of the white background. I think you might have rushed through this a little bit. I don't mind this back cover, but I almost wonder if like just taking this image out, maybe centering this, and then maybe having like a banner over the top of this, like that you pull from online, and then Have Fun and Haver could be centered maybe. Or you could try to kind of go off of this design, have more of a a continuation of your front cover, so that when you flip it from front to back, there's a little bit more of a continuation from the two. So maybe you could just use this, you know, this image again, Command C, come back here, delete, Command V, and then maybe just use the sky background just to add in, and then, you know, to go to Properties panel, Arrange, Send to Back, and then we could flip it this way with the Rotate tool, push W on this keyboard, and this would just be to create consistency throughout the pages. Sorry if I'm going too far with this, but I also I do want to show students little tricks and tips, and try and give them as much feedback as possible. You know, maybe even just get rid of this. You know, and then, or something, you know, just to kind of create a little bit more continuation of your front cover, so that when you flip from front to back, they match a little bit better, I guess. And adding in that background might help a little bit with that. Yeah, and you know, I know that this isn't totally necessary for me to go through all of this with you, but I also want to tell you how you might improve your designs, obviously, how to make it better, how to, you know, just things like that, really. You know, we could use this teal color if you liked it. I'm not crazy about teal, but actually it doesn't look so bad. Maybe center this a little bit better on the page. And then let's move the teal color into the other pages. And then make everything that we can white. Oops. Okay, working on making everything white, because I think a background color does make this look more finished and a little bit less rushed. That would mean that you would have to change your page numbers to be, page numbers to be white, which we could easily do that in here. Just change this color to white. You can also use the Properties panel when doing this. Go to Properties, Fill, go to Paper. That's another way of doing it. There's several ways of doing everything in here, but so if we go here, we can kind of see what difference that makes. Maybe even making them bold would help a little bit, but you can see what a difference that makes. And then let's see the back cover. Okay, yeah. So, or even the back cover could be teal. I mean, we could just bring the teal in the back cover, and at least, and then maybe make this white. And that might be just like quick ways of kind of making it look a little bit more finished, polishing it up a little bit, that kind of thing. But I think other than that, like, it looks pretty good. It just seems a little bit rushed. It could use a little bit more finesse on the front cover with the text anyway. But other than that, I think you did a decent job. I do think more time could have been spent, but I realize that you've had kind of a rough semester, and hopefully, you know, next semester will be a better semester. So anyway, we'll see you soon, Megan. Talk to you later. Bye.